interesting. Interesting. I'm a little tearful, I admit that. And that's only because I was sitting here listening to videos, eating dinner. I had made a video earlier today. I think just one today. Anyway, today is October 19th, so now we're on number 2. Look at that. You can see my energy. Anyway, I got this random thing saying this company was going to charge me again for something I just got. And I blocked it because I only just got it the other day. What the fuck you trying to charge me again? No. Nope, not happening. And then since it was hooked to my one account, I transferred all the money out of that account into a different account. And then I found an email that said that, thank you for your order. I'm like, I didn't place another order. I didn't know. I only just got my first and only order that needs to be refunded. And then I spoke, about it. And yeah, that did get refunded. The money's got back into my account and everything. So that just took a matter of minutes. But there are other things. I know it seems as simple as that, but the things that are coming up that are around it, which you can see, there's something, you can see all this yellow, this energy, my energy and everything. So clearly, I was aware enough to catch it and pull it back and call it back and call back in my money, set things straight, and I commanded it. I just was like, fuck that shit. Everything's reimbursed, reinstated, reimbursed. This is not, I did not allow this to be written into my my story at all, so I wasn't going to tolerate it. Nope. That's how you take control of your life. And so what's coming to me now is the reason that this has happened is because I made videos saying that I was going to be weed free, and I've been weed free pretty much since the 17th, and I didn't have any weed. So as it gets metabolized throughout the body, I lose my connection, my microdosing and stuff, and that connection. And so then my energy feels different, and it clearly, it must not just feel different just to me. It must be also picked up. And so then if it's picked up by others, then it's shown as like a weak point. But they were wrong. I'm not weak, and I can't. And I'm so aware that I know immediately when fuckery is happening. Immediately. I take the I take the steps to fix it. I also used my blue wand to bless my phone, and I saw some other things that I'll be taking care of that don't make any sense to me, and I'm just not having any of that bullshit. There's no, I've never had any issues with money being taken from me or identity, this or that. No, I know who I am, and I've always, that kind of a storyline does not align with me, and not happening. Never, ever, never, ever, 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 ever happening with me. I don't allow it. God Spark walks with me. God Spark talks through me, talks to me, and talks through me, and makes things happen. And getting fucked with like that on the monetary level is not part of my story. Not at all. Not in my frequency. Not happening. Not happening. And anybody that's trying to do that to me, that's what they get. That's what they're going to enjoy. That's their karma. They get that infinity times infinity times infinity. It's return to sender times infinity. Return to sender, return to sender, return to sender. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but this is not the time. Not when we're so close to the scales. But that's okay. People thinking that, oh, well, at least we got her to do this. I realize I'm still playing a game. I realize that I reacted, and it appears that I reacted. Not only, it's not just that, I proacted, because I also pulled all that money out so that it couldn't be fucked with. I made my blessings. I did my blue light. I spoke and put out, and I spoke in a decree format, not a begging format, but I spoke because I was standing on business. I'm standing on, ain't nobody gonna fuck with me like this. Bullshit to that. That is not happening. And anybody that thinks that they can do this is just gonna be finding out that they just fucked their own finances. They just fucked with their own self. Because it ain't gonna be me. You want to put that out on somebody else, be prepared to receive it. Because I'm like, I would never put that out on somebody else. Never, ever. I went to go, earlier, I went to go block someone who I was very close to. But then I realized this summer we weren't that close. It wasn't a real relationship. Because after a year, if I say, something nice, and you come back with all this blah, blah, blah bullshit, all this woe is me bullshit, like, what the fuck is that? Nope, I ain't having none of that. And I stopped it. I didn't even respond. And then today I was thinking, well, because I saw that person still in my friend just the other day. Like, literally, it could have been yesterday or the day before, but really recently. And it occurred to me, I need to block, but I didn't at the time. There are others that I've been blocking other people, so there's that. But anyway, I went to go block her this afternoon, and she was gone. I was like, okay, well, that's cool. I left it at that, and then all this transpired after. So I don't know if it's coincidental. You know how I feel about coincidences or whatever, but whatever the case may be, no, I did not put out any ill will towards anybody. It was just to keep my peace. It was just to keep my energy intact. That's all it was. That's all it was. For somebody else to read more into that, and then to assume negativity because that's all they know, and then to try and put that on me, you just called that onto yourself. That's all I can say. You just fucked yourself. Because I'm I did not put any negative energy on. I'm not going to put any other energy other than, like, I know it happened and it got reversed and I'm moving on. I have no reason to look or focus. So I did eat a little bit today. It was all right. I didn't finish it. And I'm gonna kick back and see what comes up. Re-listen to stuff. Listen to my normal stuff now that I've microdosed today. And I did it only because, well, you know, I wasn't in a feeling state. I was in a knowing state, and I needed to, and I feel stronger when I'm in my feeling state because I know I'm totally in, like literally in that manifestation state. And I can demand things when I'm in that because I am the authority. I am the authority of my story, of my experience, of my reality. There is nobody else that gets to say what I get to experience and how I get to experience whatever. There's nobody else that gets to do any of that. It's just me. I hold the pen. I am the director. And, you know, sad to say, but, you know, there is truth to this. When these things happen, I don't go looking to pin it on anybody, but certain people pop up in my head, and I just go with it like, okay, well, I don't know why you did that, but, yeah, no, I'm good. So that's how I work with that. But anyway, I made this video. Just also to see yeah. Yeah. Oh well. My energy flows. My energy is strong. My energy is strong. The God spark is strong within me. What I speak about, I bring about. My thought forms create my now. And my now is just, and I know this is coming to me now, that this is only happening because I'm that close to getting what I want. Because, you know, the things happening on the 21st, 22nd, the scales are being balanced. And there's no karma on my end. I took care of all my karma. I either explained it, how it was, my part was to help for growth or whatever, but not to harm or to do wickedness or to be evil. Never, ever, ever, ever. You know, I might be the bitch in somebody's world. I might be the villain, but I'm not the evil villain. I'm not the evil bitch, right? There's room for growth. And if I'm growing from it, then they can grow from it, right? And I grew from the bullshit that I was a part of. Either was done to me or that I did to somebody else. But I never did it just to oppress or hold or to steal or to cause blood or to cause, you know, blood loss or wickedness or, you know, anything like that. Like I said, I am good with the polarity, the duality, the quote unquote good and bad, but I'm not good with evil. Nope. I don't support that at all. And if we can grow from our interactions with each other, depending on which part we're playing, you know, Because sometimes you can grow without being in a part of it either. You could grow just simply from witnessing it. Maybe not even witnessing it in real time, but hearing about it and learning from it and like contemplating both sides of it and growing from that. That's a growth, right? So then that interaction really isn't that quote unquote bad. It may not have been joyful or fun or whatever, but if there was growth that came out of it, then it wasn't a wasted interaction. God is still happy, especially when you can grow from it and become better from witnessing it, participating in it, or instigating it, right? So anyway, I'm just kind of waiting for things to kick in. I'm grateful though that, like I said, things will be reimbursed and refunded, and that bullshit stopped, and it got reimbursed, refunded quickly, like within minutes. So, and then I also set them up on block, so next month or whatever it won't happen again. Yeah, it's not gonna. Nope. Yeah, that's just not. I don't mind that I paid for a product one time, but I ain't paying for two. And that's especially when I just got this and I need to see how it's working and stuff. So that's what happened. That was my day. That was interesting. That was a different kind of engagement today. So that there also tells me about a different kind of leveling up. Interesting. That also tells me, as I feel into it more, not only is it just a leveling up, I'm on a different timeline. Like for real. I'm like on like the timeline, right? The timeline. I feel now that a post that I put and then marked private just for me only, but before I marked it that, it was out for just friends only for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I'm getting communication that somebody came across that, thought it was me talking about them, but it wasn't. Nope. And that's why they acted and reacted the way they did. Nope. No. That may be why, but that's not enough for me to unblock it. That's not enough for me to offer up my protection. You did your part. Some fuckery came my way, and I put my hand up. Nope. Keep it. Keep your fuckery. Back to you. Back at you. And yeah, that's gonna be a hard one. Especially in the next couple of days when the scales come up. Fucking with God like that, not Not the best. Not the best move. Not this late in the game. That's all I gotta say. Not the best move. Anyway, it led me to take down something that I had received and throw it out and completely disconnect. I'm just sharing how I move through life, what I'm guided to do, how I stay in my now. And this is me being in my now, even though it doesn't quite feel like, that's fine. But I know I'm in my now. I was inspired and I made a move and I did it. I acted on it and I got things fixed ASAP, and I got clear on a supposed friendship, not a friendship, you don't do that to friends. Nope, no, you don't. And I kind of knew something was up because I heard something that's very specific to one person. I heard a very specific word that I associate with one person that came up in my news feed. So I know this is not pretend. It's not all in my head. It's real deal stuff. And I caught it right when I was listening to it. So that's how I know who to attribute this to, who to cut. And no, I wasn't trying to send any ill will. Nope. Protect my peace, yeah. Always. I encourage everybody to protect their peace, however they're going to protect their peace. But acting out like that on somebody, even if I felt strongly about something, which I have, I could be right, I could be wrong, I don't know, but I still don't put out negativity towards anybody, not unless I have hard proof that they have done it towards me. Otherwise, I just ignore. And this person does not operate like that. Or maybe she will now, but she didn't moments ago. But that's a learning lesson for her, not for me. The learning lesson for me is it's just more fuckery. But yeah, like I said, just because I may speak about the fuckery or specific things does not mean that I welcome it in. That is not me calling it in. That by any means. That is not that at all. That is a weak ass reason to take a shot at me or take an attempt at me. Confirmation. Just because I spoke about something. No. That kind of gaming, that bullshit's over with. That may have gone on in the past. That was old Earth energy. I'm not in old Earth. I'm not in 3D Earth. 4D, 5D. I have moved into the 4D, 5D. I have moved. And I think that's, it's coming now. That's the thing. I'm not going to be available for those that are still tied to 3D. I'm not going to be available. Just like in the Celestine Prophecy, the movie, like when they were vibing so high, they couldn't even be seen. And the people were right there in front of them. They still couldn't see them because they were vibing so high. It was only when they came down in their vibration did they materialize and be visual. And well, I am 4D, 5D, so I will be invisible, naturally invisible to a lot of people, especially all those people that fucked with me and fucked with me hard. And that could be why all this is coming up now. But it's futile. It's futile because all that they're doing is throwing out craziness that's just what their last karma is gonna be. You know, that's their loop that they're creating for themselves, not me. So there's that. Anyway, thank you to divine love, to divine substance, to the God spark within me, for keeping me calm, keeping me present, keeping me in my knowing, and giving me the grace to give myself grace, and to extend love and grace, love and grace to myself. And also to know better not to, come back and be mean, because I have no reason. I don't want to carry that, and I wouldn't be able to carry that forward anyway. But I don't want to carry. I want to walk with my hands open, so that I always may be able to receive the blessings and the gifts that, because like other places, things that I've listened to, we are in the harvest season, and I have sown nothing but love for years. My intention has always been nothing but love, and I'm gonna maintain that always, because there's a specific community, a specific life, a specific blueprint, a specific earth that I want to live in, and it's all about community, growth, collaboration, sharing, knowledge, freedom, prosperity, abundance. Wealth really isn't, that's just kind of a given with what's coming for all of us. It just is. And so, like I was thinking the other day, that's why when I get these readings about, this wealthy person, or some wealthy celebrity, or some wealthy person is looking at you, or whatever, that doesn't excite me, because the way I see it is we're all wealthy. It's what I called in for everybody, for myself, for everybody, for all the high vibrational, loving, pure, loving people, right? If I've called that in for everybody, why would I get excited that somebody who's still in the 3D mentality is, trying to connect with me through readers, saying, hey, I'm wealthy and I'm coming for you. I'm thinking, I'm wealthy too, right? I don't need you for your wealth. It's your time, it's your attention. It's the reciprocation. That's what I want. Simple. I'm simple. I am a simple. I'm not a simple person, like dumb, but I'm simple in my needs. I just, basically, what do we need? I just need to be creative, and I can do that on my own. I have fun when I do it in groups. you know, because then we really get our juices flowing and it create more and do more and do bigger. But I also like doing it on my own. I only need to be loved, really, right? Because I love and want to be loved. That's it. It's simple. And I'm authentic. And that's what I want back, is authenticity. Real genuine friendships that I can count on. Whether we've had an argument, which I would see as being very, very rare, because I don't argue. I will stop an argument. I will prevent it from happening, not because they don't need it, but because I have to have full understanding. What am I arguing about? What am I arguing for? I don't want to argue just to argue. I don't want to fight. I don't want to share those emotions with anybody. If I'm going to get that riled up, it better be good. Otherwise, I am going to take a moment and figure out, why am I triggered? Why does this bother me? I go within, and I look at myself before I look at the other person and cast, my words and cast blame or something. I look to myself first. That's not a joke. That's real. That's how I operate. Because I love and respect other people, and I love and respect myself so much that if I need to take responsibility for something, I will. I will not harm or have anybody feel sad or anything by the words that come out of my mouth. Just because I want to be reactive, or I need to dump shit, or I have a feeling I don't like and I need to put it somewhere, and I'm not going to put it on somebody else. I will work through it. I will keep it to myself and work through it. That's who I am. And that's what I teach. I don't know who needed to hear this, but it's true. It could be the one that's wanting to come towards me. I just got big tingles about that. And that makes sense, because with the amount of fuckery that I've been through, I know how much they've been through. And then just being who I am and everything, and how big I can get, with my ego, with my words, with my anger and stuff. I don't practice that, because that's not a benefit for me. Pulling my energy, that works wonders. Oh my goodness, now that I know that, I mean, I learned that earlier this year. I realized how much more weight. Okay, we're at 33:55. How much more weight pulling my energy holds than feeding into it with anger, especially when dealing with narcissistic people, because they don't fucking care if you're gonna anger at them. They want that. That's what they want. But when you pull your energy and you don't even acknowledge them, fuck, that's like, the big blow, the blow. Oh yeah, pulling your energy. I'll teach that all day, every day. And then that's how we collapse this whole thing. It's all collapsed. So Anyway, thank you for today. I love you. Look at that. Look at my energy. It's beautiful. The God energy is beautiful. And like I said, I expect that I've decided that it's going to be changing from yellow to green because I'm going to go moving up into my heart energy, into my heart chakra. And so I'm creating with this new moon and everything, and this equinox and this time frame, I'm moving into where I'll be creating more heart-centered things. That's why the yellow is my creation. And then the heart, the green is the heart. So it's a love-based creation. Anyway, love you. I love you, Michi. I love you, Michi. I love you, Michi.